What childhood friend were you suddenly not allowed to play with anymore? I was 8 when I met Dana. She lived 2 houses down, and her mom Greta was always watching us from their porch while we played. Dana wasn't allowed to come to my house. Ever. No sleepovers, no birthday parties, nothing. I remember being so jealous of her perfect blonde hair and the way her clothes always matched, and her lunch was always these perfect little sandwiches with the crusts cut off. My mom worked nights, so I was the kid with the messy ponytail and the grocery store cookies in my lunch. We'd play for hours in their backyard, which had this big playset her dad Otto built. He was always working on their house, making it perfect. I remember Dana would get so quiet whenever he came outside to check on us. Greta would hover nearby arranging flowers or sweeping the already clean porch. There were all these rules at Dana's house. No shoes inside, no raising your voice, no getting dirty. Dana knew all the rules and followed them perfectly. One day in 4th grade, Dana showed up at school with her hair cut short. Like really short. She said she did it herself with kitchen scissors. Our teacher, Miss Carter, called Dana's mom, who came to pick her up early. Dana didn't come back to school for a week. When she did, her hair was fixed, but different somehow. She wouldn't talk about it. I noticed other things too. How Dana never changed for gym in front of other girls. How she flinched if someone raised their hand too fast near her. How she memorized everyone's schedule, including her parents. She always knew exactly when Otto would be home from work down to the minute. The day everything changed was in May. It was hot and we were playing in Dana's backyard with a sprinkler. Greta had gone to the store and told us to stay outside until she got back. We got thirsty and Dana said we could sneak inside for popsicles, but we had to be fast and not mess anything up. We tiptoed through their kitchen. Everything was so clean, it didn't look like anyone actually lived there. We got our popsicles and were about to go back outside when we heard a car in the driveway. Dana froze. She said it was her dad. He wasn't supposed to be home. She grabbed my arm so hard it hurt and pulled me into the pantry. She closed the door but left it cracked open just enough that we could see out. I started to ask what we were doing, but she put her hand over my mouth. I'd never seen her look so scared. Otto came in and went straight to the cabinet above the fridge. He took out a bottle and poured something into a glass. He drank it fast and poured another. Then the front door opened and a woman came in. It wasn't Greta. This woman had dark hair and was wearing a work uniform like from a restaurant. Otto kissed her in a way I'd only seen in movies grown-ups wouldn't let kids watch. Dana was shaking next to me. They went upstairs and Dana whispered that we needed to get out now. We snuck out the back door and ran to the playhouse at the far end of the yard. Dana was crying but trying not to make noise. She made me promise never to tell anyone what we saw. She said her dad would kill her if he knew we were in the house. I thought she was exaggerating, but something in her eyes scared me. Greta came home about 20 minutes later. The other woman's car was gone by then. Dana and I pretended everything was normal, but I could tell Dana was counting the minutes until I would go home. The next day, Greta called my mom. She said I was no longer welcome at their house. Said I was a bad influence. Said I'd broken rules. My mom tried to defend me, but Greta wouldn't budge. Dana avoided me at school. She wouldn't even look at me. 2 weeks later, Dana didn't come to school. The teacher said she had moved away. Just like that. No goodbye, no nothing. I was heartbroken. I tried to ask my mom to help me contact her, but she said sometimes friendships end and I needed to respect Dana's family's decision. I never saw Dana again. Until senior year of high school. I was working at the mall food court and I saw her. Older but unmistakable. She was with a man who looked old enough to be her dad but wasn't Otto. She had a baby on her hip. I called her name and she turned. For a second, her face was completely blank, like she had no idea who I was. Then something flickered in her eyes. Recognition. Fear. She turned and walked away so fast she was almost running. I couldn't stop thinking about her. After graduation, I was cleaning out my childhood bedroom and found an old diary. Inside was a folded note from Dana that I'd forgotten about. She had slipped it into my backpack the last day I saw her at school. It said, "If anything happens to me, please tell someone what we saw." I hadn't understood what she meant back then. I started searching online. Found her mom's obituary from 3 years after they moved. Suicide. Then more searching. Police reports. Otto arrested for domestic violence against Greta multiple times, but charges always dropped. Then the worst part. Otto arrested again. Charges. Assault and sexual abuse of a minor.